Okay, so the session is now being recorded. So let us start with the discussion here. So now, as we know, okay, okay, our topic here is all about the parametric equation or parametric test. So, ang parametric statistical test, gaya nga nung sinasabi ko kanina, gaya ng Z at t-test, no, saan ba siya ginagamit? Uh, these are used to compare means, used to compare means. When we say mean, that is the average. O, di ba? So, kino-compare natin yung average ng dalawa, no? Assuming the data follows a normal distribution. Okay, so assuming the data follows the uh, normal distribution. So, follows a normal distribution. Kaya pag-aaralan natin yung dalawang klase ng test, which is very important for us, lalo na sa mga tinatawag na parametrical test, no? Okay. So this help to determine if observed differences between sample and population means so ito ginagamit for to nagko-compare tayo ng dalawa, no? Uh, kumbaga, it is used to help us to determine if observed differences between sample and population means are statistically significant. Kumbaga, this test or this test, no, or this test uh, help us to determine uh, if observed differences, observe different says, no, between sample. Pag sinabing sample, ito yung galing sa population. Kumbaga kumuha ka lang ng sample size. Yung population is the total, no? Yung pinaka total, yung totality niya. No? So i-compare natin yung observed differences between the sample and the population are statistically significant. So yun yung magiging pinaka parametric test natin, no? Significant, okay? But differ in assumption. But differ in assumption and use cases. In assumption, so paki-take note to, no? And use cases. Okay, now as we already we also continue our discussion here. Dito, kung titingnan ko yung aspect, example ito by the way is the Z test and the T test. So alamin natin saan ba ito ginagamit. Okay, for example, no, meron tayong ito yung pinaka let's say ito yung population standard deviation. Okay, ito yung population standard deviation, no? Kung gagamit ako ng test, kumbaga ito yung tinatawag natin na parameter or aspect. Gawa lang tayo ng table para maintindihan natin in comparison. Para saan ba yung akong igagamitan ko to ng ng ito z-test. Okay. Dito kailangan known variable ang standard deviation. So lagi ko consider to. Kasi dito nakakalito eh. Kailan ko ba ako gagamitan ng CET test? I-consider mo kung ito ba ay given. Kung given yung population standard deviation, pwede akong gumamit ng Z test. What if hindi given? So, pwedeng unknown sa t-test. Kasi gumagamit tayo ng mga sample standard deviation. Mhm. Pero hindi population standard deviation. How about the sample size? Okay, dito nagkakatalo tayo dito sa sample size. Iyan yung most likely na ginagamit natin para malaman natin kung z-test ba or t-test yung gagamitin natin. Typically, ano yan, large, no? Greater than or equal to 30. Okay? Pwede lang siya na gamitin sa small n if standard deviation is known, no? Tandaan nyo, ah works for n or uh, if is known, no? Or given siya yung kanyang pinaka population standard deviation given. So dapat pag known yung ating population standard deviation, pwede magamitin yung z-test. Pero typically, ito yung standard niya. Now, dito mas likely kapag ang n mo is kasama yung ano to equal n is greater than or equal kasama yung 30. Pero pag n less than 30, uh, or pag masyadong uh, mas maganda siya sa mga small samples, no? Okay. Ano naman yung distribution nito? Sa ba ginagamit ang ang z-test? Kung di ako nagkakamali, ang gumagamit siya ng standard normal distribution. Standard normal distribution. Ay, wait lang. Yeah. Okay, standard normal distribution. Okay, yan yung mga kumbaga in comparison, no? Pero ano naman yung ginagamit natin kapag distribution ng t-test? I think gumagamit siya ng tinatawag na yung t-distribution. Madidiscuss natin yan, yung t-distribution na ginagamit siya pag more tails for small n, kung di ako nagkakamali, no? Okay, ano bang pinaka-application nito? Okay, no? Halimbawa, ito yung isa sa mga importante na kung saan ba natin ginagamit most likely ang z-test when it comes to application. Okay, kapag kino-compare mo yung sample mean, halimbawa, i-compare mo si sample mean to population mean. May comparison. Okay, with known population standard deviation. Okay, kapag naman dun sa t-test, ito ay kino-compare mo yung sample mean to population mean. Provided two sample or independent ang gagamitin mo. Comparison with unknown population standard deviation. So most likely, yan yung uh, test na dapat natin i-consider when it comes to the ZNT test. Okay, magbibigay ako ng example. I think very important to kasi mahalaga na alamin natin to. Ito lang yung introduction. Again, this is about parametric test, about ZNT test. In summary, we use this to compare means, assuming the data follows a normal distribution. Now, this will also help us to determine if yung observed differences between the sample and the population are statistically significant, but different assumption and used cases. So again, pag z-test, isa sa mga ginagamit natin kapag ang n is greater than or equal to 30, no? Pwede natin gamitin yung z-test, no? Uh, z-test yan, no? Paano kapag small n but yung ating population standard deviation is given. Yan ay Z-test pa rin, no? Pakitanda yan, no? Kasi importante yan eh. Kapag naman N is less than 30, saka gagamit ng t-test. No, gagamit tayo ng N t-test. Okay? Yun yung kinakailangan natin, no? Okay, ngayon guys, no? Magbigyan ko ng example. I think Z-test muna. You can screenshot it if ever. Dapat habang pinapanood itong video nito. Pwede yung pwede yung i-screenshot para makapag-take down notes kayo, no? So, okay, pwede naman siyang ulit-ulitin kapag gusto niyo siyang balik-balikan, no? Okay, so magbigay lang ako ng example ng isa pang Z-test. Kahit isang example lang. Okay, ang Z-test natin, let's say for example, number 1, no? A national exam has a mean score of 75 and a known standard deviation standard deviation. So pag ganitong symbol, usually population standard deviation yan of 10. A school claims, so may claim, meron tayong hypothesis, no? A school claims its student score higher. Yun yung kanyang claim ng isang university. Ngayon, nag-conduct tayo ng sample, a sample of, for example, ilan ba? 50, for example, 50 students has a mean score uh, of 78. Is the claim valid? Is the claim valid at, let's say, ito yung tinatawag natin na significant, levels of significance, 0.05. So una, step 1, for the solution, ano yung hypothesis natin? So meron tayo tinatawag na null at alternative. So ito yung aking null. So aking is, ang kiniklaim niya, yung mean score doon is 75. Yan yung aking null hypothesis, no? Tapos yung aking H sub A o yung alternative is syempre not equal to 75, which is dito sa case na ito, I think to be more specific, ang sabi dito, a national exam has a mean score of 75 and announced standard deviation of 10. A school claims its higher score, as a school claims its students score higher. Okay, so ngayon, ang aking alternative, no? Gagamit kasi tayo ng one-tailed test din eh. Kiniklaim niya, syempre not equal to 75. Or pwede nating sabihin na yan ay greater than 75. Kasi kung ang claim dito is the claim valid. Okay, now, aalamin natin yung test. Yung testing. So sa testing naman natin, pwede tayong gagamit tayo dahil ang natin is n is and ang n natin is greater than 30. Most likely kapag Z-test tayo, no? Pwede. Kasi sa Z-test, kapag greater than or equal to 30, Z-test. Ano ba yung formula? The formula for the Z-test, kung di ako nagkakamali, no? Z is equivalent to the sample mean o yun yung ating mean score, no? Minus yung kiniklaim natin 75 divided by the standard deviation divided by square root of n. So ilalagay ko na dito 78 minus 75 divided by 10 yung ating standard deviation divided by the population, mean, yung ating N natin is 50. So sa aking bilang, yung aking calculation dito, meron akong 2.12. Okay, so kung titingin tayo ng value, meron tayong tinatawag na critical Z value. Critical Z value. Kung gagamit ako ng table, look for my other videos now to explain that. Meron kang level of significance na 0.05. No? One tail lang gagamitin natin. Okay, kapag ang 2.12, kung ako nagkakamali, 2.12. Dito sa calculation ko is 2.12. Okay, so 2.12. If ang aking calculation, okay, greater than, for example, okay, greater than, kasi ang makukuha ko dito sa table na ito, pakicheck na lang, no, 1.645 dun sa Z value. Say test 1645 pag check ka. So dahil yan ay greater than 1.645. So ire-reject ko yung H sub O. Okay, reject the H sub O. Ay, sorry. Yan ako lang. Yeah. Okay. Let me okay. 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 So going back. So reject the H sub O. Kasi bakit? Bakit natin dinere-check yung ating pinaka mean score ay hindi equal to 75. Sabi kasi higher daw, no? So ano yung alternative natin? So ibig sabihin, ang ano kasi dito, ang a school claim its students score higher is the claim valid at 0.05. So therefore dito, since ito re-reject natin EDSAB, therefore ang ating ano dito, the school claim, masasabi natin na yan ay statistically significant. Statistically significant based on data. So, yun yung isang example na nagkaroon na tayo ng decision making. We reject the hypothesis, the null hypothesis, because nung nakuha natin yung values, ito yung tinatawag na computed value. Ito naman yung nakuha natin sa table, yung Z value. Dahil na greater than siya, ibig sabihin, dahil ito gumagamit tayo ng one-tailed test, imagine nyo, ito yung 1.645. Nandito yung 2.12. So, anong ibig sabihin yan, no? Kung ito yung ating nasa accepted region siya. So, statistically claimed, statistically significant siya. So, yun yung ibig sabihin yan, no? Okay, so ibig sabihin, in our case here, masasabi natin that the claim is statistically significant. Ayan yung example ng Z-test. Okay, another one. I think we can provide another example. Yung tinatawag natin na t-test. Okay, so dito tayo sa t-test. Scenario, let's say a researcher let's say ito yung example, no? At least meron tayong no? Wants to check if a new diet reduces weight or weight. Yan, yan. Reduces weight. Yan. Okay, a sample of 15 people has a mean weight loss okay of 4 kilogram. Okay, so meron siyang 4 kilogram, no? Tapos with a sample standard deviation, with a sample standard deviation. Ito yung sample, yung S, small letter S lang yan, no? Of 1.2 kilogram. The population mean weight weight, okay, or the population mean weight loss for standard diets is 3 kilogram. Is the new diet, ayan, sasagutin natin yan through statistics. Is the new diet more effective? Let's say ang ating level of significance is 0.05. So again, ang hinahanap dito, gusto ng researcher na i-check kung yung diet reduces weight. May bago siya na-discover na diet program. 15 people ang nag-sample. 15 people has a mean weight loss of 4 kilogram with a sample standard deviation, small letter S, of 1.2. The population mean weight loss for standard diet is 3 kilogram. Yung new diet kaya na yun ay effective. So titingnan natin, hindi tayo magsasagot ng opinion, hindi tayo magsasagot ng mga kuro-kuro, but we will answer it through data, statistical data. So una, step 1, hypothesis. State your hypothesis. Okay, sa ating null hypothesis, yung claim natin na sabi, the population mean weight loss is 3 kilogram. Yan yung kiniklaim natin. Okay, pero yung ating let's say yung alternative, masasabi natin na yan ay not equal to 3. Masasabi natin na mas malaki pa kung tutuusin. Ngayon, dahil ang t-test to, nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na degrees of freedom. So, ano ba ang formula for the degrees of freedom? Ang degrees of freedom usually yan yung ginagamit natin na n-1. Okay, dito meron kang n na ilan ba yung population natin lahat? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, based doon sa ating number of n, meron tayong 15 people. So meron ka na lang ditong 14. Kasi ang n natin dito is 15 people. Okay, now, ito ang formula for the t-test. So mag-ano tayo formulation. So t is equivalent to the mean. Okay, yung tinatawag natin na na claim natin, di ba? Divided by the s divided by square root of n. So meron ka ditong 4 minus 3, meron kang 1.2 divided by square root of 15. So now, kung di ako nagkakamali dito sa calculator ko, approximately nasa 3.23 yung aking t. Ngayon, kukuha ako ng t value ko, yung critical t value ko. Okay, dito sa critical t value ko, meron tayong degrees of freedom which is equivalent to 14. At yung alpha niya is 0.05. Actually, kung gagamit ka sa table, later na lang siguro ipakita ko yung table. No? Pero yung table na yon, makikita mo doon yung 1.761. Yun yung makikita mo doon sa table. Ngayon, anong nakikita natin? Ito yung nakuha mo sa table. Ang computed mo is 3.23. Yung nasa table mo na t value is equivalent to 1.761. Anong relationship nila? Mas malaki yung computed value. So ano yung ibig sabihin niyan? Kung one-tailed test ang ginagamit natin, masasabi natin, i-reject ko yun na reject yung HO. So ang decision natin, based on data, reject, the null hypothesis. So therefore, yung diet is more effective. Kasi masasabi natin dito, ah ang sinasabi kasi dito, no, is the new diet more effective? Kung titingnan natin yung data, one-tailed test, okay, ito yung critical value na 1.761. Nandito yung 3.23. So pasok ito. Ito yung masasabi nating kumbaga parang kung yan ay one-tailed test, no? Masasabi natin na nasa ah, rejected region to. So nireject natin yung ETSAB O. Ito kasi yung kumbaga kung titingnan mo, ito yung accepted. Ngayon, ano ang nakita natin dito na analysis? Nasa rejection siya. Kaya nireject natin yung ETSAB O kasi dito masasabi natin na yung new diet is more effective talaga. Okay? Kasi sinasabi dito ng researcher, ah kumbaga ang population mean weight natin dito is 3 kilogram. So ngayon, doon sa kanyang ginawa, napatunayan lang natin na effective yung method ni researcher para magkaroon ng weight loss. So I think the lesson is clear. If you have question, let me ask.